Hello, students. Welcome back to your history class. Today we start theme 6, that is, the three orders. In this chapter, we will learn about the socio-economic and political changes which occurred in Western Europe between the 9th and 16th centuries. After the fall of the Roman Empire, many groups of Germanic people from Eastern and Central Europe occupied the regions of Italy, Spain, and France. In the absence of any unifying political force, military conflict was frequent, and so the need to gather resources to protect one's land became very important. Social organization was therefore centered on the control of land. Its features were derived from both imperial Roman traditions and German customs. Christianity, the official religion of Roman Empire from the 4th century, it survived the collapse of Rome and it gradually spread to Central and Northern Europe. The church also became a major landholder and political power in Europe. The three orders, they are basically the three social categories. Christian priests, that's the clergy, the land owning nobles, the nobility, and the peasants, the farmer. The changing relationships between these three groups was an important factor in shaping European history for several centuries. Over the last 100 years, European historians have done detailed work on the histories of the region, even of the individual villages. This was possible because from the medieval period, there is a lot of material. These are the three orders. Make a diagram of these three orders in your notebook. Okay? Draw them, draw and color them, the three orders in your notebook. So, European historians have done detailed work on the histories of the regions, even of the individual villages. This was possible because from the medieval period, there's a lot of material in the form of documents, details of land ownership, prices, and legal cases. For example, churches kept records of the births, marriages, and deaths, which made it possible to understand the structure of the families and population. The inscriptions in the churches, they give information about the traders' associations, and the songs and stories give a sense of festivals and the community services. So these are the different sources that help us understand the changing relationship between the three orders. All these can be used by the historians to understand the economic and social life and the changes over a long period or over a short period of time. One of the many scholars in France who have worked on feudalism, the earliest of it was Bloch, Marc Bloch. He was one of the group of scholars who argued that history consisted of much more than just political history. International relations, and the lives of great people. He emphasized the importance of geography in shaping the human history. and the need to understand the collective behavior of attitudes of groups of people. Bloch's feudal society is about the European, particularly the French, society between 900 and 1300, describing in remarkable detail social relations and hierarchies, land management, and popular culture of the period. His career was cut short tragically when he was shot by the Nazis in the Second World War. What do you mean by the term feudal society? Now, Bloch's Feudal Society, he's written a book called Feudal Society, which is about the European, especially the French, living between 900 to 1300. And it describes in detail the social relations, the hierarchies, the land management, and the popular culture of the world. So, this is a book that was written by Mark Bloch. Here below some pray, others fight, still others work. From the beginning, mankind has been divided into three parts among men of prayers, men of farmers, and men of war. This is a little part from that book, Feudal Society. Now, what is feudalism? The term feudalism has been used by many historians to describe the economic, legal, political, and social relationships. These economical, political, legal, and social relationships existed in Europe in the medieval era. Medieval era means it's a period referred in European history between the 5th and the 15th century. So it is, what is feudalism? It's a sense of administration. The term feud is derived from the German word which means a piece of land. And ism is related to the principles to follow. So it refers to the kind of society that was developed in the medieval France and later in England and in southern Italy. In an economic sense, feudalism refers to the kind of agricultural production which is again based on the relationship between lords and peasants, between the landowner and the farmer. The latter cultivated their land as well as that of the lord. The peasants performed labor services for the lord, who in exchange provided military protection. They also there was also had an extensive judicial control over peasants. Thus, feudalism went beyond the economic to cover the social and political aspects of life as well. Although the roots of feudalism have been traced to practices that existed in the Roman Empire during the age of French King Charlemagne, feudalism is an established way of life, okay, in most parts of the Europe, and they seem to have emerged later in the 11th century. So, which are the features of feudalism? It is a kind of agricultural production based on the relationship between the lords and the peasants, the landlords and the farmers. Peasants worked on the lands of the lord in exchange of labor services. These people, these peasants, they got military protection from their lord for the ones that they worked. And these peasants, they also worked on their own lands also. So their own lands plus the lands of the lord. And the lord, in turn of his labor, gave him protection. So lords decided the judicial matter of the peasants. Lord was all in all proprietors of land. Feudalism covers economic, political, and the social aspects of life. So this is a feudal system where you can see the king is at the top, then there are tenants in chief, then there are knights, and then there are peasants. Gaul, it was a province of the Roman Empire, and it had two extensive coastlines. It had two extensive coastline mountain ranges, long rivers, forests, and large tracts of plains suited to agriculture. The Franks, which is a German type, gave their name to Gaul, marking it France. From the 6th century, the region was a kingdom ruled by the Frankish or the French kings, who were Christians. The French had been very strong links with the church, which were further strengthened when, in 800, the Pope gave King Charlemagne the title of the Holy Roman Emperor to ensure his support. Across a narrow channel lay the land of England, Scotland, which in the 11th century was conquered by a duke from the French province of Normandy. The Angles and Saxons, they came from the Central Europe, and they got settled in England during the 6th century. The name of the country England is a modification of the Angles land, such as England, and it was inhabited by angels. Feudalism developed in England from the 11th century. Okay, so the French priests, they believed in the concept that people were members of one of the three orders. Depending on their work, a bishop stated that you're below, some pray, others fight, and still others work. Thus, the three orders of society were broadly the clergy, the nobility, and the peasantry. In the 12th century, Abbess Hingelhard of Bingen wrote, "Who would think of herding his entire cattle in one stable? Cows, donkeys, sheep, goats without difference. Therefore, it is necessary to establish difference among different human beings so that they do not destroy each other. God makes distinctions among his flock in the heaven as on earth. All are loved by him, yet no one is equally among them." So with this, I end today's class. Next class, we will start with the first order, the clergy. Okay. Your homework is to draw the three orders in your notebook, like a nice cover page in your notebook, like the first page of the chapter in your notebook. I want you all to draw the three orders, one of, and please name them, label this drawing. Okay. Stay home, stay safe, take care, and keep learning. Thank you.